Okay, you guys, today we're making some ribs in the oven. So right here I have a extra meaty baby back, well, pork loin ribs actually. So what you want to do first is open these ribs and take that layer of skin out that runs down the side, because you don't want to keep that in there because it'll make your ribs tough. Okay, you guys, I have my ribs here in the sink. And what you want to do is, there's a thick layer of skin on the back of your ribs, and you really just want to pull it off, because that layer of skin will make your ribs extremely tough. So, I'm trying to find it so I can get under there and rip it off. And I don't really have nails, so it's a little harder to do. And try on this side. There we go. All right, so once you find it, you'll definitely know you got it, because you'll get a whole lot of skin coming off with it. And basically, you want to rip this all the way down slowly. If you guys can see that. It's necessary to pull this skin off, because you do not want tough ribs. You want tender fender benders, so you gotta pull that skin all the way off of your ribs. Starts to rip toward the end. All right. All right. And just clean it up a little bit. You know, clean up any extra meat and stuff. I got a whole lot of fat on the end of this one we can take off. Okay, so I think I pretty much got the fat that I needed to get off. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit more. It's also good to have your oven preheating while you're doing this. Something that I don't have going on right now. I need to have the oven preheating. Okay. All right, this rack of ribs is ready for seasoning. Put them in the pan, and what I have is some olive oil that I'm gonna run on these ribs. So this is olive oil that I have with chopped up garlic. So I'm gonna just put some of this olive oil on these ribs and rub it in to my ribs. Now, if you don't have garlic infused olive oil, that's okay. You can always put your garlic on top, but I like my ribs to be garlic. So what you want to do is massage it and get that olive oil all in there. This is going to guarantee that you get some really, really tender ribs. So I've got the olive oil in there. All right. I start off with a little bit of adobo. You guys, if you watch my previous videos, I use this pretty much on everything. So I'm just gonna do this side with some adobo. Then I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Then I'm gonna add some onion powder. Then I'm going to add some accent, just a little. Then I'm going to add some real Himalayan pink sea salt. Then I'm going to add a little bit of paprika. And you know, paprika just makes your ribs very pretty. They have a nice color. So just a little paprika. And then you want to do the exact same thing on the other side. So let's turn it over. You know what? We forgot the black pepper. Don't forget your black pepper. Black pepper is a necessity when it comes to ribs. Black pepper. Now I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did to the other side.
I'm going to take our adobo, season, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of accent, a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, well not Himalayan sea salt, Himalayan salt, and then I'm going to add a little bit of paprika to the side as well.
So now I'm going to pour the rest of my garlic enhanced olive oil on here. And as you can see, my ribs are a little too big for this. I'm just going to move them like that so they can cook correctly, because I got to cover this with aluminum foil. So you know what, I'm gonna turn this around like this. Okay, and so we got that garlic on the bottom. Okay, you guys, the next thing you want to do is add a little bit of brown sugar. Brown sugar just helps your ribs taste really nice and glazed and candy-like almost. They're going to still be savory, but they're going to have like a sweet and savory taste to them. So I'm just sprinkling a little bit of brown sugar in here. Just a little bit. We don't want too much brown sugar on our ribs. We just want just enough. So I'm going to put a little bit in my hand so I can sprinkle it. So I know a lot of you are like, brown sugar, like, why would I want brown sugar on my ribs? But it actually tastes phenomenal. You'll thank me later when you try it out. So just a little bit of brown sugar on there, on your rib. You see, I just put a little bit of brown sugar, not a lot, just a little bit. We want just a hint of sweetness on our brown sugar, I mean on our rib, not too much. All right, now that we have the brown sugar on there, we're going to wrap it up and put it in the oven. You want to cook this for about 4 hours on about between 350 and 400. Okay, this is the finished product for my ribs. Okay, that little bit of brown sugar I added toward the end and it didn't melt all the way. So I'm just going to stick it back in the oven just to melt a little bit more.